Alright guys, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of A Day in the Life. As you can see, we're just sitting in my my home office right now. Unfortunately, I'm doing the intro this way because the intro that I had made out on the trail actually didn't turn out that well. I was having some bad issues with my microphone, so that's definitely something I gotta look into is a new microphone, especially for windy conditions. So yeah, like I said, we're just gonna jump right into this video. This first clip, we are at a place called The Crack in the Ground, which is in Eastern Oregon, Christmas Valley area, which is one of my favorite places to be in Oregon. So we checked out this crack in the ground. It's pretty much just a giant, you know, kind of volcanic canyon. Well, not giant, it's long, but it's kind of narrow, that goes on for quite a while. And then after this, we head into my favorite place to be in Eastern Oregon. I just want to let you know this is kind of the way that it's getting introduced this time. I do apologize for that, but like I said, I was just having, you know, really bad audio issues with my original clip. So I hope you guys enjoy. Thanks. You can hear me a little bit better now. We're out of the wind. Are you not coming down? Okay. But it's not, maybe it's not as tall as I thought it was, but it looked like it from way up there. It's kind of neat. I keep thinking I'm gonna find some kind of bear cave in the side of here or something. That'd be neat. Definitely stuff living down in here, keeping warm. Little critters. This thing's pretty neat. Alright, so here's the road to our camp spot. And we've been here before. A couple months ago we were here. Some pretty neat stuff out here we're going to show you guys. But we got maybe an hour of daylight left. Set up camp in the daylight, so let's get on down the road. Well, here we are. We made it to our spot. Tomorrow we're going to show you some pretty cool stuff up there on this plateau. Why it's one of my favorite places to be out here in Christmas Valley, but we are literally just in the middle of nowhere. It's pretty nice. It's actually not too cold right now, which is good. But with it being clear, it might get pretty cold later. So I think we're going to go ahead and get camp set up as fast as we can with the amount of light we got left. So let's get to it. Alright, well, we relaxed a little bit out here and had some good breakfast, eggs and sausage and all that good stuff. Camp's all packed up. We are gonna head up this road right here and show you guys some neat stuff up here. So let's get up there. So we've got about a mile and a half hike up this road. Truck's back there. Probably can't see it on this camera. On that ridge line, there's a plane crash. A lot of it's still there. Another one way out there that happened 20 or 30 years before this one. We probably won't check that one out this time just because there's really nothing left. There's pretty much just some pieces of the motor left. Other than that, there's not much over there. This one we're going to check out right now. Most of it's still there. It's scattered over about a half mile or so. But when we get up there, I'll tell you guys all about it. So the story goes that on the night of September 19th, 1973, two pilots by the names of Lieutenant Alan Kohler and Lieutenant Commander Philip Duhamel got into their Grumman A-6 Intruder jet fighter leaving out of Whidbey Naval Air Station in Washington. The two were on a solo low-level night training mission in and around Christmas Valley when their plane struck a large plateau that sticks up out of the desert. we tried to find this place in Eastern Oregon called the Hole in the Ground. Apparently there's two of them, because the one that we found, there was a gate, like a rancher's gate that was locked. Usually out here there's a lot of ranches, but the gates are just kind of loosely like held in, so you can get through them and just close them behind you. And most of the time there's just a sign that says close it behind you. But this one was actually like they didn't want anybody going in there. But yeah, the one that we found was huge. It's pretty much like a big crater in the ground. It wasn't anywhere near what we saw on YouTube when we researched this place. So, and also the road, and we came out differently than we went in. But the road there and the road out, both equally the worst, like most rocky, roughest roads I've ever driven on in my life. And I'm sure if I would have aired down, it would have been all right. And also, it's a 1-ton truck, so it rides a little stiff, but it's not that bad. I mean, that road was awful road. So yeah, that was going to be the next kind of thing we were going to show you guys, was that big hole in the ground. But once we got there, and from where that gate was, you can't really see the hole that great. Like, you couldn't see the crater at all that well. We just knew that we were there because I could see it, on the GPS. The road was so rough, as a matter of fact, that the back crossbar on the roof rack, the holes of 10 on, is completely not attached to the vehicle anymore. It rattled all the bolts loose, and so the back part of that rack is just flopping around on top of the truck. Luckily, one of the Allen head bolts that was holding it on was actually on top of the canopy still. So when I get home, I'll be able to just go to the hardware store and source a couple bolts and tighten it back up, so that won't be an issue there. Yeah, it's getting kind of chilly and getting kind of late. We might have to find somewhere to set up camp soon. We're not quite sure yet what we're going to do, if we're going to go somewhere and set up camp and then maybe hit Cradle Lake on the way